In today's video, we're going to be talking about the latest Lions injuries, give you an update there, share a conversation that I had with a Las Vegas content creator, the importance of that, and the latest trade rumor proposal from websites. But before we get into today's video, if you have not subscribed, you see this here, total right now, we're at 45,799. The goal is 45,801. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 45,800 today. So it looks better than 799. Let's get this thing going. The Lions have been ravaged, savage with injuries this year, and it's just been cruel punishment for our beloved Detroit Lions and the fans alike because we're tired of seeing it. So we're going to go through the injury report, but we're in the upswing, or you want to say we're over the mountain almost because the team's starting to get a little bit healthy, but David Montgomery did not practice. Do not expect him to play on Sunday. You have Jahmyr Gibbs and Craig Reynolds you can do. Those guys should be able to hold the fort down for another week. Wait for the bye week, and then David Montgomery can come back to our Detroit Lions and be effective for the second part of the NFL season. Jonah Jackson injury as well. He is not going to be playing in this game, in my opinion. Now, it's possible. Again, it's a Monday game, so you got another day of rest. But with just like David Montgomery, you got the bye week next. You can relax him for this game. You'll have the bye week and come back versus the Chargers. The Detroit Lions are really injured on that offensive line. It's just been ridiculous all year long, and it's no different this weekend because you have Jonah Jackson injured. Frank Ragnow listed as a do not practice. Now, if it was just toe, we understand, but a calf injury now come into there. So that's a little bit worrisome. I still think that Frank the Tank Ragnow will play, but my God, we need these injuries to stop, specifically to the offensive line. It's just utterly ridiculous. And again, folks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. One subscriber away from 45,800. So hit that subscribe button. Let's get that thing changed today. Let's continue on with this offensive line being dinged up because Halapoulivaati Vaitai did not practice on Thursday due to back injury. Something that's plagued this guy for years. Look, when it comes to Big V, I want him on the field for sure. We need him on the field. The Big V experiment is coming to an end after this season, folks. It is. This guy has just been injured nonstop. It's always injury prone. The Detroit Lions are fed up with this. I know I'm fed up with this. I know Lions fans are fed up with this. The inability for him to stay healthy is really disruptive to this offensive line. And it's frustrating. It is, because if you look at this line, all the players who've been injured this year, Taylor Decker, Big V, Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, just come on with the injuries to the offensive line. But Big V has been consistently injured. He's always injured. And now look, Frank's been injured with his toe, but he's been playing. Taylor Decker's been injured. At some point, we got to get lucky on the injury front. It's just been terrorizing. So hopefully these guys can play. Besides Jonah Jackson, I don't think he's going to play, but we need our offensive line in this game. Max Crosby is a terror. Everybody else over there is not. And I'll get into that conversation that I had with Mitchell Rentz. But we need to get healthy, folks. It's got to happen. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. Super excited to talk about PrizePicks, the latest sponsor here at Chat Sports. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They will match your deposit match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started with PrizePicks right now. PrizePicks is a skill-based, real money, daily fantasy sports game. And if you're looking to have more fun on game day, look no further than PrizePicks. Want to play alongside some of PrizePicks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays under the promos tab in the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in PrizePicks community each week. PrizePicks even offers a reboot policy so that your entries stay in even if one of your players gets injured for football and basketball games, if you ever have a player that exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. The 3 players that I have for this Sunday is CJ Stroud. I have him getting more than 239.5, Bryce Young getting more than 231.5, and Matthew Stafford more than 254.5. So get started with Prize Picks right now. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency partner. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters to get $100 when you sign up. So download the app today. The link will be in the description and comment section of this video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. And we keep winning here. Folks, if we get one more subscriber, we're going to win. I seriously laughed my A off when I seen that this morning. So one more subscriber to 45,800. Benito Jones did not practice as well. This will be interesting because if he can't play, will it finally be the introduction to Broderick Martin? Will we finally see Martin play on the field? If Jones can't go, maybe Martin can. I know a lot of Lions fans, including myself, are ready to see Broderick Martin. I want to see what he can do. Another injury here that has really no bearing on anything is Malcolm Rodriguez didn't practice. He barely plays in the NFL anyways. Not that big of a deal. Let's get to some keys to victories for the Lions here on Monday Night Football. Got to have a defensive line dominance. The offensive line for the Raiders is mid to almost bad over there. I think the Lions can go ahead and win this matchup. You have Aiden Hutchinson, John Kaminsky, Joshua Pascal. Let's get some sacks here on Monday Night Football. No Harris on Davante Adams. If I see Harris on Adams, I'm going to lose it. Folks, it cannot happen. We cannot see Harris versus Davante Adams. Got to have Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, anybody else besides Will Harris. If Will Harris is on Adams, just go ahead and give him a player who you want to start in fantasy. That would be Davante Adams. He's going to get like 200-some yards. Protect Jared Goff. Again, Max Crosby out there is a huge player. He's their playmaker for the Raiders. Now, I talked to Mitchell Rentz, had a nice conversation with him, and I asked him, what is good about your team? He said nothing. He said the defensive line is the worst in the NFL. He said Max Crosby, and then there's nobody. He says the Detroit Lions offensive line should absolutely dominate this game. The Lions should be able to run the football, protect Jared Goff easily. That's what he was saying. He fully expects a blowout win for the Lions. Mitchell Rentz is a big-time Raiders fan. He doesn't BS, so he's expecting a blowout. Now, I tell you what, Mitchell Rentz is generally a high-energy guy. He was extremely down when I talked to him, so he wants the Lions to win anyways. He's tired of their head coach over there, and they think if the Lions blow him out, that maybe they'll go ahead and fire Josh McDaniels. We need some turnovers in this game. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays, he has more interceptions than touchdowns at 8. If he doesn't play, you got a rookie quarterback. The Lions got to get turnovers in this game. I want to see 2 or 3 turnovers in this game. I want to see an absolute dominance. The Lions need to win it. Don't hurt yourselves. I think the Lions got this game in the bag as long as you don't shoot yourselves in the foot. I think that's the type of game it's going to be for our Detroit Lions. Just need to go out there and dominate. Let's go ahead and talk about the latest trade rumor here. Now, I've seen this on websites that Justin Simmons, the Detroit Lions, should trade for the safety over there for the Denver Broncos. An interesting one because safety, I don't know. I think of all the positions we need, that may be the position I want to trade for. But what has he done this year? Justin Simmons got 1 pass defense, 0 interceptions. He has a ton of tackles, 28 and 21. He is a guy that you can put in the run game and help stop the run, and he can hit some folks. That's for sure. But if you look at the Detroit Lions' depth at the safety position, it's really good. I mean, the Detroit Lions are good at safety. You got Kerby Joseph, right? You got a player in Brian Branch, who's been really good for the Detroit Lions. Somebody that can come in there. Tracy Walker has stepped up for the Lions. You say, well, what about some of the corners positions. Maybe you can do that there. Look, the only person I'm worried about, corner / safety, would be Will Harris. I didn't put him in this list. I just don't think that the Lions really need Justin Simmons. If you're going to make a trade, why don't you make a trade for somebody that we need help for? A cornerback would be more likely. Again, if you look at the depth here, the cornerback's not that great. You put Jerry Jacobs out, you put Will Harris in, and you're in for a world of hurt. I do like Stephen Gilmore. I want to see him in there, potentially getting some reps. And Chase Lucas, what has he got? Because I think they're better than Will Harris. But for the safety position, I'm just not that worried about the Lions going in that position. I'm not. What is the confidence level, folks, for the Detroit Lions to win this game on Monday night? 1, if you think they don't win. 10, if you think it's extremely easy that they're going to win the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this one. Trade deadline is definitely what the Lions are going to be talking about, at least on YouTube and all over the mainstream media. Everyone's talking about the trade deadline. I don't think anything's going to happen until after the game on Monday night, at least for our Detroit Lions. I don't expect the Lions to make a trade before then. So if you're one of those individuals, I see it on Twitter, that you're just kind of waiting, click, 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 waiting for a trade, wait till after the game to do the clicks. I know I will be. I'll be sitting here waiting for big-time breaking news on Tuesday through Tuesday afternoon, all the way till 4 p.m. I'm going to be sitting in the office waiting for the Lions make a move. And what would they do there? We've seen names all over the place, from wide receivers to defensive tackles to edge rushers, now safety, cornerback. The Lions, I feel like they should make a move. I just don't know if they are. I legitimately, just keeping it 100 with you, I've heard both ends. I've heard somebody tell me that they're not going to make a move at all, who's very credible, and then I've seen people say they were going to make a move, so I have absolutely no idea. But don't expect anything to happen before Monday night's game. Wait for probably Tuesday morning through Tuesday till 4 p.m. That's what I would suggest there. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll be live for the game on Monday Night Football. It's going to be myself versus Mitchell Rentz, Raiders versus Lions, Lions versus Raiders. I want to beat them in all fronts. I want to beat them with the amount of people in a stream. I want to beat them with the amount of likes that we have and subscribers gained. And I want to beat them in super chats, because he's a big channel. You got him and Tom Downey, they're giant channels, and we're the fastest growing channel here on Chat Sports. So show out on that day. Let's show these guys that the Pride don't play around. The Pride don't play around. So make sure you show up big on Monday night, because it is Chat Sports. Lions, Chat Sports versus Raiders in Civil War. Let's get this thing going, folks.